Welcome everyone to Waterspirit's Autumn Equinox celebration. Yay! I'm Blair Nelson, Executive Director of Waterspirit, and I'm joined tonight by Waterspirit's Development Director, Lisa Marr, and our Public Policy and Justice Organizer, Rachel Dunn Davis. And I want to extend a great big thank you to our special guests for the evening, Phil Weir and Keely Giblin on the fiddles. Thank you so much. As well as our ceremony leaders, Pat Richter, Kate Chambers, Carol Walker, and Pat Heaney. Thank you all. And a big welcome to all of our friends who are joining us on the YouTube live stream. So hello right over there. We invite you to use the comment feature to deepen your connection with the community in the room tonight. Please take this moment now to silence your cell phones if you have not done so already. And please note that tonight's proceedings are being recorded and live streamed, so anything happening about halfway down the open part of the floor back in this direction is going to be visible on camera. For those of you who might be here for the first time, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about us. Waterspirit is a spiritual ecology nonprofit sponsored by the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace. We were founded in 1998 by Sister Suzanne Golas, and since that time we have promoted the personal and systemic transformations needed for a flourishing earth with clean, safe water for everyone. And if you enjoy tonight's proceedings, please consider making a donation at www.waterspirit.org, where you can also find out more about our upcoming events and advocacy campaigns. For in-person participants, you are also invited to leave a gift in the donation box in the vestibule right outside. Now, before we begin the full ceremony, let's take a moment to acknowledge whose land we're on. Waterspirit is headquartered on the homeland of the Navasink Lenni Lenape on the peninsula called Navarumsunk. We respectfully acknowledge the Lenape peoples past, present, and future here in Lenape-Hoking and throughout the diaspora. We respect their knowledge, culture, and traditions, which have contributed to the conservation of land and water. We offer our care and gratitude for Lenape-Hoking, as well as our commitment to establish just and right relations with these lands, waters, and people. Anushik, Wanishi, thank you. Why do we celebrate the changing of the seasons? Well, according to Thomas Berry in The Dream of the Earth, quote, our relationship with the earth involves something more than pragmatic use, academic understanding, or aesthetic appreciation. A truly human intimacy with the earth and with the entire natural world is needed, end quote. These ceremonies help us deepen that intimacy with the natural world and the moment we are living through in the great wheel of the year. When we take the time to perceive the ways we are influenced by the cycles of the seasons, we realize more deeply that we are Earth perceiving herself, and we are more likely to love her and protect her. Now, as our volunteers come up and we light the candles on our altar, our ceremony begins.
The exact moment of the autumnal equinox will be tomorrow, September 22nd at 2:19 p.m. The autumnal equinox marks the second moment in the year when day and night are of equal length. We light 2 candles to represent this equilibrium. It may be hard to strike a balance between your personal life, professional life, daily obligations, relationships, and everything else we experience as human beings. That is why it can be so beneficial to tune into the rhythm of nature. Take a moment now to reflect, is my life in balance? If not, what areas of my life could I cultivate more balance? What do I need to do to feel balanced? Please join me in reading A Prayer for Balance, adapted from Patty Wigington. A balance of night and day, a balance of light and dark. Tonight, I seek balance in my life, as it is found in the universe. A candle for darkness and pain, and things I can eliminate from my life. A candle for the light and for joy, and all the abundance I wish to bring forth. At this time of the equinox, there is harmony and balance in the universe, and so there shall be in my life.
So I invite us to bring that cerebral understanding of balance into our physical bodies. And first, notice that you're not glued or taped to your pew, so you can stand up. And we're going to do a few balancing exercises that are inspired by yoga. And you probably want to move out from the pews. And if you know that you're a little bit nervous about balancing, you might want something to lightly have your hand on. Could be the side of the pew, the end, this bar here, whatever would make you comfortable. So first we're going to feel very grounded with both feet solidly on the ground. Feel your feet pressing into the ground. Imagine your spine getting very tall. Imagine the top of your head pressing toward the ceiling. And now contract all the muscles in your legs. Bring the muscles to the bone and squeeze your kneecaps. Put energy into your arms and open your palms. And either close your eyes or look at something off in the distance that isn't moving. And imagine you're lowering your center of gravity. And you feel very much connected to the earth. And you feel like a mountain, wise and ageless and very, very stable. So just take a few breaths in mountain pose, a classic yoga pose. And notice how even though you're not moving, if you're contracting your muscles, you're efforting. And you are working. One more breath in mountain pose. Take a deep breath in and sigh out of your mouth. Relax your shoulders. And let's try another one. So pick a leg that you want to really make your standing leg. Bring all your weight to that one leg. And relax the knee on the other leg. And imagine you have a little circle of paint in front of you at 12 o'clock. Think about the autumnal colors that you like. Maybe it's an orange, maybe it's a brown, maybe it's a red. And you're going to move your toe on that foot you're not standing on into the paint. And then make some dots at 3 o'clock and at 6 o'clock and back at 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And now make dots all over the place, wherever you want. You can cross behind, you can cross in front of the other leg. And just think about how terrific that design is going to look. And now stand on both legs for just a breath. And then bring all your weight into the other leg, the one that was painting before. And now your other leg, maybe you want to change your color of your paint, that's at 12 o'clock, different autumnal color. And then make your toe get all nice and full of paint. And then bring some dots to 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock, 9 and 6 and 12 and 9 and 6. And now all over the place. Cross behind and in front and all over. Think of all those dots you're making on the beautiful carpet. And then back to 2 legs. Take a breath, bring your shoulders up to your ears, and a big sigh out. Okay. Now let's try another one. This one, if you know that you're a little needy of support, this is one that you might like a little support. We're going to cross one leg in front of the other one a lot so that you can almost line up the little toes. And you might be able to line up the little toes. So you still have 2 feet on the floor, but it's definitely more challenging to stand like this. Squeeze your thighs. Elongate your spine. Press your head toward the ceiling. Bring your arms out. And soften your breath. Soften your mind. Soften your jaw. And maybe you could close your eyes for a second and then open them. A couple seconds and open them. And now gracefully come back to standing on 2 legs. Notice how that felt. And let's do the other side. So deep cross the other leg over the other one. See if you can line up those toes. When you squeeze your thighs, that's like a little secret trick to make it easier. So press those thighs together, elongate the spine, press your head up toward the ceiling, bring your arms out, energy in the arms. Relax your jaw, soften your breath, soften your thoughts. Soft gaze. Imagine you could just stand like this indefinitely. How nice is that? So here it was. Now, uncross your legs, shake them out. We have time for one more? Yeah? Okay. Grand finale, tree pose. You guys know about that, but we're going to do a tree pose that's a little bit easier. So pick a leg to have most of your weight on, and the other leg, bend the knee and come up on the ball of the foot. Swivel that knee out like you're opening a book, and then tuck that foot against the ankle of the standing leg. So you've made a tripod. And we're just going to stay like this. We're not going to do this on one foot. We're going to stay with our tripod. It's challenging enough. And now think about lowering your center of gravity. Think about elongating your spine. And decide what would you like to do with your hands. You have lots of choices for your hands and your arms. You can bring your hands together in front of your heart in prayer pose. And if you feel stable, you can make limbs for your tree. Relax your face, relax your breath. Feel very stable on that tripod. And the standing leg, bring the muscle to the bone in the standing leg. Soft gaze, soft breath. Imagine you could stay here indefinitely. Feel like a tree. Now gracefully bring your arm down. Now we want to come out of tree gracefully. You don't want to fall out of it. So we're going to swivel the knee forward and then flatten the foot. You'd come out of it very nicely instead of, whoa. Yeah, okay, other side. So the other leg is going to be your standing leg. The leg that's going to make your tree, bend the knee, come up on the ball of the foot, open that knee to the side like a book, and then tuck that raised foot against the ankle. Create your tripod. Get yourself nice and stable and relaxed. And tighten the muscles in the standing leg, including the kneecap. And now decide, what would you like to do with your arms and the limbs of your tree? You can be in prayer hands, or you can make your limbs. Yep, some of you are doing prayer hands above your head. You can do that too. And feel like a tree. And feel like a tree that's getting ready for autumn. Ready to release all of its leaves and go dormant for the winter, only to have new life in the spring. And slowly bring your arms down. Swivel that knee forward. Flatten your foot. And you all did wonderfully well. Thank you.
Feeling balanced, huh? Nice. The autumn is a time of harvest. The fruit and vegetables of autumn are swollen with water. And when we eat them, we become one with the whole growing season. We become one with the seed that was planted, the soil full of microorganisms, the sunshine and the rain, and with the people who planted, grew, transported, and sold these foods. We exist in an interconnected web of mutuality, and we rely on each other to survive. Take a look at this beautiful cornucopia on our altar. Cornucopia comes from the Latin cornu, copiae, which translates literally as horn of plenty. The horn on our altar is filled with useful and beautiful foods that have been planted, sprouted, grown roots, blossomed, and produced different crops in different crop fields. Harvest time is a time of abundance and an opportunity to give thanks for the blessings we receive today. We're going to pass around a plate. I have some volunteers, and on each plate, there's some cutouts of some fruits. I think they're all fruits, maybe some vegetables, maybe a banana. And you're going to choose one of those fruits from the plate and pass it along. And we're handing out some pens as well. And we ask you to write a word or phrase to express love or gratitude, and write it on the fruit, and then we'll add it up to our horn of plenty. If you would like to, you can come to the microphone. Are we going to use the one down there or this one? Maybe that one? Okay. If you want to come up and say a word that what you're grateful for, we'd love to hear it. And for those of you who are watching online, you can do this at home. You can share it in the chat with us and let us know your expressions of love and gratitude. So we'll pass those out. And I think we're going to have some music. Right?
grateful for the beautiful sunshine. It is so gracious.
I'm grateful for family and friends. I am grateful for life.
Thank you. I hope everyone had a chance to add their gratitude notes to our cornucopia. We get them all? Anybody else want to say what they're grateful for? Even if you want to just call it out from your seat. Family. Friends. Books. I love it. Good health. Flourishing. I'm repeating for the people on YouTube. What's that? The world. Lovely. Thank you. Let's all make a conscious effort every single day to appreciate and express thanks for all we have. These conscious and frequent expressions of gratitude will reinvigorate you and all of those around you. Wanishi, thank you.
Thank you all for being here. The harvest is a time for sharing, and the donations you brought in tonight will be shared with our local food pantry. We have this abundant harvest thanks to a community of people we might never get to see. Who picked this harvest? I do not know their names or where they come from, but I know that I depend upon them. I also know that migrant farm workers are under attack in this country, and that while I share the bounty and joy of the harvest, I also need to share in their care and concerns. I will now ask you to open your programs to the prayer of the farm workers' struggle by United Farm Workers founder Cesar E. Chavez, and read along with me. Prayer of the farm workers' struggle. Show me the suffering of the most miserable, so I will know my people's plight. Free me to pray for others, for you are present in every person. Help me take responsibility for my own life so that I can be free at last. Grant me courage to serve others, for in service there is true life. Give me honesty and patience so that I can work with other workers. Bring forth song and celebration so that the Spirit will be alive among us. Let the Spirit flourish and grow so that we will never tire of the struggle. Let us remember those who have died for justice, for they have given us life. Help us love even those who hate us, so we can change the world. Amen.
Letting go like the leaves. By this time in September, the treasure chest of autumn begins to spill over. You see it everywhere, glistening in the sunrise, flashing in the dew-wet morning, glowing in the quiet afternoon, aflame in the sunset. Woodland, roadside, and dooryard will soon be gemmed and jeweled with miraculous colors that will vanish just as soon as they arrived. Nature begins to prepare for winter. Leaves that once colored the woodlands will now blanket the soil. Now comes autumn and rest. In autumn, the trees are saying goodbye to their green, letting go of what has been. May we, too, let go when we need to do so. There is a time for everything, a time for staying and a time for moving, a time for persisting and a time for surrendering, a time for living and a time for dying. We need courage to transform. The fall equinox invites us to honor the abundance in our lives and, like the falling leaves, shed the layers of that which no longer serves us. So let us display our own gentle power of letting go of the things that no longer serve us. So I ask you to reflect on these. And I have several questions for reflection. What no longer serves you? What are you holding on to that has lasted beyond its rightful season? So this time, we are going to have a leaf. So as the leaves are passed around, I invite you to write down what you wish to let go of this season. And then as you're finished, I invite you to come forward and leave them at the base of our trees that are here in front, where they will symbolically decompose and feed the roots of these trees. next poem is also in your program, and it's The Lesson of the Falling Trees by Lucille Clifton. The leaves believe such letting go is love. Such love is faith. Such faith is grace. Such grace is God. I agree with the leaves.
Our ceremony will shortly draw to a close. For our in-person participants, please remember that you are invited to join us upstairs for some seasonal refreshments after this. Let's have a final round of applause for our guest performers and for our volunteers. If you'd like to spend more time in the community, please join us on October 14th for the Monmouth County Faith and Ecology Meetup. This session will also feature a self-organized dialogue, a chance to add to your voice to the proceedings of the Climate COP 30. Check out all of our upcoming events in the program and on our website. We have celebrated the harvest within and without. We have called balance into our lives. We have given thanks for the abundance of Mother Earth and for the warmth of each other's hearts. Throughout the season, may you be well. May you be happy. May you be loved. And may you be at peace. Happy Equinox!